Welcome everyone to another episode of Talk of the Town. My name is Mo McNeary.
And I'm Tom Wright, and we're so glad you joined us. And you're in for a treat because this is our November Thanksgiving episode, and we're very thankful to have a super special guest, Mr. David Baudoin, a Hastings media icon here for many years, that owned the radio station and was the executive director here at HCTV. So very excited for that. And we're going to an apple orchard too.
Yes, that was actually very fun.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited about, you mentioned Dave Baudoin. I know how thankful you are about the fact that he was so instrumental in your career here. And it brings me thinking about Thanksgiving, lots to be thankful for. And I always enjoy this time of year because I do like to look back on what has happened in the last year. And no matter what kind of a year you've had, there's always blessings.
Definitely.
That come out, always blessings. So we want to wish everybody, a good holiday. It's kind of the kickoff of the holiday season,
Yes.
Wouldn't you say?
Very much so.
Yes. So anyway, so what do? Do you have traditions for Thanksgiving?
Yes. Well, this year we're going to go to back to my hometown, Rapid City, South Dakota.
That's a trek.
Road trip with a 5 and a 4-year-old.
Excellent.
We'll see how that goes. Actually, they do really well on the road.
Do you just Zoom or do you stop at Wall Drug and do all that?
Sometimes
Corn
we'll do
Palace.
that stuff. This time, I think we're just going to get there.
Okay.
That's the key, to get there and survive.
Well, hopefully the roads will be nice so
Yes.
that it's a good trip for you.
How about
It's
you?
awesome.
Yes.
It's just a time to get together with family and.
Does Stevens go to Wall Drug? What do you guys do?
We've been to Wall Drug
you?
and the Corn Palace, but enough about our honeymoon. No.
Corn Palace. Wow.
Anyway, yes, but I know
As
that
husband and wife should do.
as husband and
Go to the
wife,
Corn Palace.
We went to the Corn Palace. Yes, I do enjoy Rapid City. I mean, it's a great town. Yes. What else, though? Speaking of towns, there's a lot going on around this town. What's going on, my friend?
There's always a lot going on, Mo. Always a lot going on.
Do you know what it is, or is this made up stuff? Sorry, did I ask you that on the air? Sorry.
Of course I know what it is.
Okay, excellent.
Let's get right into
I'm going to just relax and listen to what I'm missing.
There you go. Here's what you're missing, Mo. On the top headlines, the juicy news that goes very well with any turkey. First, yes, a new Hastings Centerpiece is taking shape. We're talking about the new Rotary Pavilion located at Levy Park. The pavilion is considered the centerpiece of the city's downtown riverfront Renaissance project, now in phase 2. Have you been down there? Have you seen it lately?
Gorgeous. I mean, those Rotarians, they know what they're doing.
Yes, yeah. It's awesome. The Rotary Pavilion will have amphitheater seating and a speaker system, and it'll be used for community events and performances. It's expected to be the IT place. And the city is even hiring new staff to book and coordinate entertainment for the IT place.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see who they get for that first gig.
Exactly.
It's going to be a big one.
Yes.
Also, to handle the crowds, the pavilion will have a new outdoor restroom. So it'll also be interesting to see who gets the first gig there, too, right?
Really?
Yeah. Might have a toilet paper cutting, perhaps, there. Huh? I got more. But I'll move on. I'll move on. All right. Next. What are we thankful for? Well, a nationwide study was done to answer that question by scouring Facebook posts.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Yes.
That is not where you
I know how much you love Facebook. Yes. I knew you'd love this one. The researchers collected posts with keywords such as grateful and thankful, and no surprise, friends and family were at the top. But it got interesting when they broke it down by the most common topic and by state.
Oh.
California is thankful for YouTube.
What?
The New Yorkers, it's a good apartment.
Oh.
For Michigan, it's electricity.
What?
For us in Minnesota, it's the fall. In Hastings, and to get down more specific, in Hastings, it's a tie between Chipotle and show choir that we're most thankful for. And finally, I'm sad to report, secret HCTV production has been canceled.
Okay. Okay, let's have a moment of silence. Okay.
All right, I'll keep it together. We had an original full-length movie in the works. It was going to be called Talk of the Town, based on our show, Mo.
What?
Yes.
I knew none of this.
Well, it was secret, like I said. But that was squashed. It turns out a Talk of the Town movie has already been made. Did you know that?
Is this like the Cannon Falls show?
We don't, yeah. Unfortunately, they did beat us to the punch by a few years. They started, there's an old one in 1942.
Called Talk of the Town?
Called Talk of the Town, starring Ronald Coleman, Jean Arthur, and some Cary Grant guy. Here's
Is
the
Jean
poster.
Arthur a woman?
Yes.
Oh.
Woman.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Because
this is
Jean can go either way.
That's true.
Yeah.
It go either way.
And it can also be pants.
No
that you wear.
judgment here on that.
Yeah.
Ours, here's the poster, by the way, for that one. And we followed through on at least the poster.
Yeah.
And here it is. Ours would have been so much better.
So much better.
Yeah. I mean, Dan right there, number 3. Yeah. He was going to be great. Sorry, Dan. Sorry it didn't work out, Dan. He's going to be a star.
Is it dead for sure?
We might have to post that around here at
I know.
station anyway.
Is it dead
that
for
printed.
sure? Let's maybe still keep.
It might. Well,
keep
we'll
it.
see. We'll see. It's tough to keep
It's
it
in
going
our
with the same
hearts,
title. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So those are the headlines. You're all
Wow.
officially informed.
I got to tell you, I knew none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you feel much better? Don't you feel like fulfilled? Like life is complete?
I do.
Yeah. I do.
Uh-huh.
That's what's important.
There you go. Yes.
All right. Well, stay with us. We have Mr. Dave Baudoin coming up here and a fun trip to the apple orchard.
Hi, I'm Ben Utek. I played high school, college, and pro football, helping my team win the 2006 championship. That was an amazing day, but it can't compare to the joy I feel every day with my loving wife and 3 beautiful daughters. My football career ended after I suffered my 5th concussion. Did you know that over 1 million athletes suffer a concussion each year? That includes boys and girls, every age, every type and level of sport. It isn't always clear that a player has had a concussion, so parents, athletes, and coaches need to learn about concussion signs and symptoms. The American Academy of Neurology recommends athletes thought to have a concussion be immediately removed from play and not returned until assessed by a healthcare professional trained in concussion. This isn't just about sports. It's about your brain. When in doubt, sit it out. Learn more at aan.com/concussion. A message from the American Academy of Neurology.
Well, we are going to go someplace that I know you and I had a lot of fun at. That is an apple orchard.
All right, folks, I'm with the owner and, well, founder and the owner of Whistling Well Farms, Charlie Johnson. Sir, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
How'd you get the name? Is your family a long line of good whistlers? Where'd you come up with the name for this farm?
We came up with the name because our well whistles.
Could you do a whistling demonstration or how it sounds? What does it sound like?
Like a
I'm not sure this is the kind of well that he was talking about that would whistle. Oh, wrong show, right? All right, Mo, whistle the theme song. We're going to put you on the spot.
Oh, that's the wrong song, too.
That's a wrong song, too.
Get it in a good key for me.
We need a lifeline. We need a whistling lifeline here. We'll come back to that. We will get that, folks, by the end of this. I just found 2 very suspicious-looking young kids here at Whistling Well Farm, Gracie and Jack. You know what? First of all, my condolences. I understand your mother is Mo, right?
Uh-huh. Yes, she is.
How do you live? How do you do that? How do you cope with that?
Well, you just gotta live through it.
Yeah, just take it day by day, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
That's what I do. I have to take it day by day.
We want to know what the talk of the town is.
Apples and pumpkins
And bears?
and lions and tigers.
Oh, my! Your hair is quite lovely. You know, my mom has red hair, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you did know that?
Yeah.
Tell me about school. Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes.
Whoa. Whoa.
Grandma.
You know, this guy isn't married either. Give him some tips.
I could use some.
Talk to her.
That's it.
Tom, did you know without makeup I do look like a pumpkin?
Do you?
Mm-hmm. I've
No.
been told that. Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
You've never seen me without makeup.
No.
No. No.
Well,
But
we watch a show, in our jammies all the time.
Right. The kids are like, when is that commercial?
No, yeah, I bet.
I'm in middle school. I have a life, you know. Look at Grace. There you have it. I'm telling you, there's nothing like Whistling Well Farm, and we're very happy that they let us come here today.
And there you have it. We have proof right there. We had fun at a great apple orchard right here in Hastings.
Did we ever?
Yes.
You know what else we have proof of? That there once was a little idea that somebody had about a cable network in Hastings. And we want to introduce our guest today. Very honored to have you in studio, Mr. Dave Baudoin.
Mr. Dave Baudoin, longtime media icon, 45 years. We were talking about 45 years in the.
This is correct. Yes.
In Hastings,
Yes.
30. It was about 30 of it at KDWA, the radio station that you owned, that you.
Yeah, that's about right.
Worked and owned.
Mm-hmm.
35 years.
Another
Good math.
15, 16 years here.
Correct.
As executive director of Hastings Community TV.
Correct.
So.
Also.
Yeah.
Dave, how did that come about, the shift from radio? Obviously, your radio career was very exciting, and you started a lot of things that I know are continuing on as traditions.
Mm-hmm.
But how did you make the jump to go from radio to the cable?
I looked in the mirror one day and I said, "This is a face that's made for cable TV." and we had to replace that mirror. It had a lot of cracks in it, which was really pretty bad. So,
that doesn't stop you.
But that didn't stop me at
No.
all. So what was the question
Man.
again? No,
I don't know.
no. It's honestly,
That's where we got it from, folks. He's the one that
I
started
gotta
it
tell
all.
you though, I've known Dave for I know for longer than you. You were always a snappy dresser in the 70s. You had the white belt with the matching white shoes. And no, seriously, you were very snappy.
and I've really changed
Yeah.
since.
You're saying, well, I still think you look great.
Let me tell you
Really
though,
snappy.
listen, Goodwill has some great stuff.
Yes, well, you're all set for a safari. So that's good. Watch out, Cecil.
Better explain that a little bit. What was the question? Oh yeah, let's get back. Let's get this
Oh, is
thing
the
on
interview?
track.
Okay.
You know, I think we've lost it. Okay, let's start again. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
How did you get into the business of radio and media in the first place?
Well, I started very young. Which I
That makes him
Oh,
cry.
yeah.
Jokes. It's such a
yeah,
sensitive
really,
nerve.
yeah. No, seriously, when I was a little kid, and I'd go to what they call sock hops. And I noticed that there was a fellow I can't remember his name, but he was from K-Web Radio in Rochester, Minnesota, Scott Burton. And Scott Burton would be up there spinning these records for the sock hop. And then looking at the stage, I noticed that all these girls were like this.
Oh, Lord. Is that why you started?
And at that time, I made my career choice. I said, I am going to be a Scott Burton.
Tell me the very first time you saw this guy. What
Oh,
was
boy.
that like?
We don't need to get into that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know the story.
It was
Yeah.
a rough night. I made some mistakes, and he bailed me out. It was very nice of him to do that.
Just like when you and
I got my one
met.
phone call, and thankfully I chose this guy.
Yeah.
That's how I met him too.
Yeah, but he still checks in with me about every 6 months and reports, and
Yes,
then
I
I
do.
report back, and everything's fine. No, Tom had come down, and I think you were more interested in the radio kind of thing a little bit.
Yeah.
At least that was what I had thought.
Yeah, it was an informational interview, I think.
Yeah,
I came
and
in
you
for.
stopped in to talk to me, and I said, well, I mean, this is great, but I think you're in the wrong place and everything. And he said, well, I don't know. And I said, well, tell you what, I think I would like to work with you. I mean, I could see right off the bat that,
Because he is a looker.
listen,
Yeah.
he's got the face for television.
Very much so.
And I thought, don't let this man go into radio when,
Oh, that's so nice.
thousands
Oh.
of people out there can go,
It's this.
good looking.
This look.
Type thing. And
Nice.
so anyway, but no, I was impressed with Tom's enthusiasm, his sincerity, and I liked him right off the bat. Honestly, I really think of him as another son.
That's
I
so
honestly
nice.
do.
I know you do. It's very sweet.
I have a
He's
great amount of
he
pride.
has grounded me a few times, so I definitely think of you as a fatherly, second father to me as
right.
well.
All
about
right,
me?
up to your room. There'll be no supper for you tonight, young man. So it didn't get to that point.
No,
that
but
sounds kind of sick in a way because I didn't really know the guy that well.
And by room, is it right behind there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's creepy. You never let me go back there.
Well, there's the chains
Don't
and
go to that room.
things.
No.
That's kind of
Don't want to go to
scary.
that room.
It's scary in that room.
One thing I wanted to ask you, something I've looked up to you ever since that day I met you, and one big huge thing I learned from you is how to treat people right and treat people as people and not as objects to get information from in this business, which I think some people do make that mistake. And so I wanted to know where you got that from. Who taught you that to value people as much as you do?
Well, this is going to sound kind of corny, but from my mother. And my mom said, the one thing that you do is you value everyone else. And you never, ever, ever make fun of anybody. Never. And that's been my credo, is to never do that. So any interview I've ever had here or whatever has always been with the idea having them look their very best
Yeah.
and bringing out the attributes that they have, and in no way casting aspersions on them or making them look bad or anything like that. That's been my credo for life, always. Even now that I'm not in the media, anybody I meet is a valued person. A person who's a street cleaner, if they clean it to the very best of their ability, has my admiration in any job that they do. So, and if I've imparted any of that to you, and I think that I have, it brings a medium like this to life. So it's not just, you know, cut and paste kind of stuff, but what it is it's real life. And we're trying to get the heart and soul of people out in front of the public so that they can appreciate some of the street cleaners or whoever, the things that everyone can do that makes this great country of ours what it is.
Oh, Dave, that couldn't have been any better said.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you.
And you do. You live your whole life like that.
I have, well,
It's
it's
a
the only
good
way to
thing.
live.
It's a good thing.
And the payback is, I get back 1,000 times more than I've ever given out. Wherever Elaine and I have lived and what have you, people respond, and waitresses mean the world to me. I'm not going to say, put some coffee in there or something. I'll say, well, hi. You know, how you, before we leave, I was just out to lunch. It was a little Japanese place. And before we left, I met her mother back in the kitchen and met her, and, you know, and asked what she was going to be doing, and found out everything I could about her, you know, the interview technique. And
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, that's
you know,
the kind of person you are that we saw here at
yeah.
HCTV.
And you do that never with the idea that it'll ever be a payback, but somewhere along the line, what goes around comes around.
That's right. You mentioned your wife Elaine and living different places. Can you share with the people that are watching where you are now and what you're doing?
Yeah, we hated to leave Hastings, loved every contact we had and what have you. My whole life, I have hated winter. I don't like to ski, I don't like to ice skate, I don't like to do anything except wait for summer. You know, and meanwhile, my son says that summer in Minnesota basically is just a few months of bad skiing.
Oh.
So he loves the opposite,
Right.
and what have you. But I had an opportunity to get down into Arizona, and it's you have to be 55 or older to live there. There's hundreds of things to do in this place. It's like a playground for older people.
Great.
You know,
Well, it's perfect.
it is perfect.
Perfect. We
You're
have some perfect questions for you. They're called the Tot 5, Dave. Are you ready for this?
I couldn't be any readier.
Oh yeah.
The lights just went on bright. Where was I
serious.
on one date? I was home in bed, sound asleep.
Yes,
I
that's been
swear
right.
to this, I was.
This is where we get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
Okay.
truth. All right. I'll start it off here. If you had to go back in time and do a different career, what would you do?
Boy, these are kind of tough questions. I know one thing, it would have to be something to do with people. And if I really, and I know this sounds gratuitous, but it would be with disadvantaged people in any way, whether it's mentally or physically or whatever. There's a great joy out of doing that kind of thing. So I know that that would be fulfilling, and I definitely would go in that direction for sure, and get out of this crazy entertainment business, which I did.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dave, what's your favorite Thanksgiving memory or tradition?
Wow. Well, obviously it always has to do with family, but going way back when I was a little kid, and we would go into our huge town of Dodge Center, Minnesota.
Okay.
And my uncle Cardi was, you know, he owned the greenhouse there and what have you, and they always hosted this, and all your family members would bring their favorite kinds of things and the best desserts that they make and the best dressings that they make and stuff, and the togetherness of that was just unbelievable. It's I always left there full but fulfilled. It was great.
Speaking of fulfilled, if you had to be eaten alive
What?
by an animal,
What
which
is wrong
animal
with
would you pick?
Which animal? Did you make this up with everybody's help?
Let me think.
Or did you
Not
wake up in the
mine.
middle of the
This
night
is so
in a cold
unproud.
sweat
Not mine.
and come
Oh
up
my
with that?
gosh.
I am proud to say, Dave, that was solo. I came up solo.
Which animal would I prefer?
Yes.
To be
Well,
eaten by.
obviously a toothless animal.
Oh,
Being gummed wouldn't be as bad as being torn apart.
Dave, if you had to get a tattoo of either KDWA or HCTV, which one would you pick?
Ooh.
Yeah.
KDTV.
Oh,
I think would probably be.
I did
You
not
don't
see
think
that
I'm going to
coming.
let you entrap
I should have
me?
seen
that's
that one coming.
brilliant, actually.
You're not going to entrap me that way.
Oh, it's all good.
The final question here in Top 5. This is a fact. The average person will accidentally eat just under a pound of insects every year.
Every year.
So what is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Well, there's no flies on this boy, I'll tell you that right now. But what would I have for Thanksgiving? You mean kind of bug-wise?
Yeah, well, no, just what's your favorite dish? Thanksgiving. If you want bugs in there, sure.
Cockroach casserole.
Oh, yum. I used to like Sophia Loren. She was quite a dish, I thought.
Oh,
But
man.
bump. And on that happy note,
Oh, wow. To the lights, please. Please.
What
Yeah.
can I say? It's turkey, it's mashed potatoes and gravy. It's
around.
what's that kind of red stuff? Sort of
cranberry.
cranberry sauce is pretty
Stick
good.
around for 7 hours. We'll have a little crock pot dish.
Very seriously, thank you. You survived. We're done with the top 5. We can now get back to our, there we go.
The lighting that makes us all look better.
Boy, I almost started confessing a few things.
We'd love to hear all that. Dave, thank you so much for
been a
coming in.
delight.
I know your schedule is very busy.
Yes.
And we're very grateful. And thank you for starting this wonderful channel, and more than one channel.
Well, there's a lot of them,
And
but
you're
I
a
played a
true
little part.
pioneer in Hastings in many ways,
Oh,
and
thank
we
you.
miss you a lot. It's great to see you.
We miss you all too. Hastings is a great town, and my kids were raised in the city of Hastings, but don't hold that against the city at all. No, they're wonderful kids. Actually,
are.
they really are. They're serious, and I always visit them on visiting days. No, not really. They're very
Let's just go to
good kids.
commercial.
Yeah.
So but I just want to say, in conclusion, so it's been a delight. Yeah, I love you too. You are fun to be with. You have a great staff here, and it's been I think it's just been a wonderful boon to the city of Hastings to have had television, a good newspaper, a good radio station, and this should be a pretty well-educated community.
Yes.
I
They
agree.
should know what's going on.
Yes.
I
I
think they
agree.
do.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Great
Jen.
to see you. And we will be right back.
Come to know your Dakota County Pleasant Hill Library, where browsing for books is only the beginning. Whether you're 1 or 101, you'll come to know anything and everything. Come to talk about good books. Move to the music. Come to meet local celebrities and popular authors. Enjoy puppet shows. Create a work of art. And write your own story. You'll come to know anything and everything at the Dakota County Pleasant Hill Library at 1490 South Frontage Road in Hastings. Or come to know your library on the web at www.dakotacounty.us/library. Or find us on Facebook, the Dakota County Pleasant Hill Library, where browsing for books is only the beginning.
Welcome back, and it is time for
What a
crock!
Anyway, well.
What do you got for us here, Mom?
Well, here we are. We're in the month of November. Oh, boo. I mean, I love that God gave me another month to live, but you know what? November means here comes the holidays, and then that means here comes the snow. So we are talking in the month of November, which is the big holiday is, come on.
Oh, it's that one, turkeys,
That's
Thanksgiving,
it.
right? Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And so do you ever go shoot your own turkey?
I have not yet.
Yeah,
no.
well, you could. And that's what they look like in real life?
Oh, totally.
Yes.
That's
Anyway,
a lifelike replica.
That
yes,
is.
for
And
sure.
this is what they look like to me.
Yes.
Anyway, so this is a 3-pound turkey breast. So we're going to put a little turkey meal together. And it's going to be snap, snap. And for a lot of people, a turkey,
3 pounds, that's a good workout.
you know,
Okay.
a 25-pound turkey is what would feed a whole giant family. But if you, or grown men, but if you wanted to, you could just get a little 3-pound turkey breast and go from there. So we're starting off with a turkey breast, and then would you be so kind as to cut some apples up? Now you and I had some fun today at the apple orchard.
We did.
So we had some Honeycrisp apples. I have some green apples in here, and I thought you could just cut those up into kind of looking like this. So I'm putting just some pretty apples in to make this, you know, to make it look a little bit more fancy.
Nice.
And apples are, this time of year, there are so many apples, so it's nice to get those out. So while you cut those, I'm actually also going to put in a can of cranberry sauce, which is what you typically think of for Thanksgiving. You know, and a lot of people don't like cranberry on the side, or when I was growing up, people would have, my parents would serve that cranberry mold.
Yeah, what's with that? What's with like those discs that
I know.
cranberry disc?
And then
what
they,
is with that,
I know, and then you can see the can, the
What do they
round
say?
circles, I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're actually, these are whole cranberries that we are, look at how pretty this is gonna be. So we're putting this again, we're putting cranberries in, we're putting some apples in. So we need a little juice here. So we're gonna take some orange juice, half a cup of orange juice, pour that.
Half a cup. And what do you know? We got a half a cup.
We got a half a
right
cup
there,
right
huh?
here. Pour that
Pros,
baby in.
you're pros. All right.
Yes.
Nice. Doesn't
Perfect.
get much more. Better
Doesn't
than-
get better than that. And
cup
then
more.
we also are going to put in some dry soup mix. Because you know what? This will give it that high sodium count that we all love.
Yes.
So go ahead and put that in.
All right, here we go. Bam.
Yeah, bam. Okay, so now,
A little
here's
extra
what we
bam.
do, friend. You did a really nice job of coring that apple. That's very
Huh?
good.
I've got kids. I know how to core
I know,
apple. can
very,
do it.
very nice. So now I'm going to let you do the honors. Put the cover on. Now, this is something that you actually could get up early in the morning. Perhaps you would run Gobblegate. I enjoy going to church on Thanksgiving. You could do that.
Yeah.
By the time you come home, your house will start smelling great. And then when guests come, maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon,
Boom.
make a little dry dressing, you know, just one of those little stovetop things, because, you know, I know how you are cooking.
Oh, yeah, I can do
But
it.
anyway, so this is it. This is the whole recipe. Let this go for probably about 7 hours, and it's going to be super yummy. So
7 hours.
7 hours. But on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, you're not going to be working. So you're going to get up in the morning super early. You'll have to set your alarm clock and then make this. And then 7 hours later, you could...
So I got to get up early and then 7 hours later.
Yeah, on your day off, you got to get up
Yeah.
early. Yep, that's what it is. Yeah.
What a crock. Yeah.
I actually don't think it is.
Nice
but-
reaction there. Good reaction time there.
Anyway, happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We are heading into the winter months here, and it is what it is. We're going to rejoice in it.
Well, you're such a downer on winter.
I know, I'm
November.
sorry,
It's
'cause
a
I don't
great
like
time
it.
of year. I like the
I
fall. I
know.
like the yes.
Because
it's
I'm too
awesome.
young to move to Sun City. That's what
Yeah.
I've heard. I don't know. Actually, I'm probably not.
That sounds nice down there. I think we're gonna go crash Dave's place sometime.
Oh, I like it.
We'd have to
but
do that.
anyway, but that's it for us. And I want to say thank you for watching. My name
Yes.
is Mo.
Very thankful for you guys. And I'm Tom. And you have just watched
Talk of the Town. See you next time. Okay, let's do it. Where's Jordan when we need him?
There you go, folks. We got it.